Coming back at you with another tabletop review. I purchased this on Amazon by Makerfire. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. This is their 90mm 3K carbon fiber. It says multi-copter, I think is what it actually says. Nope, it says quadcopter when you actually look it up online. It's a quadcopter frame micro FPV drone, and that's all it says. It's online, it's very generic on the name. Does not really specify what it is. It just says 90mm 3K carbon fiber quadcopter frame. And so I actually did some digging and found out that, well, I didn't do any digging until I got this. When you flip it over, it tells you that it's a Toad 90. Did some digging, and it's actually branded different companies. But you can do research on it and find it, and it's actually a very common frame, I found out. I thought it was going to be a pretty generic frame, but come to find out it is a very common frame, and it is actually a very good frame. As you can see, I've not even opened it. I just got it in the mail just a little bit ago. So, let's see. I think I'll do a build video first, and then I'll go through the specs with you guys as we're going. So, it's a 90mm wheelbase. The plate thickness, if I can get everything out of here, is 2.5mm. It does not state online how thick the camera plates are, but they are, I would say, about a 1 mil or maybe a 2, because I mean they're not much thinner. I would call that about a 1 than the main plate. So this is what you get in the kit. You get the frame, camera plates, top plate, bag of accessories that includes 4 standoffs, your camera plate, and it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 screws, and there are 2 different sizes of these. I believe the longer ones go into the standoffs and the shorter ones go into the camera plate. I am not 100% sure, but that's why we're here to do a build video. And, oh, I forgot to mention, the top plate is the same thickness as the camera plates. So it's about a 1 mil. So, I believe it's gonna be that one maybe? Nope, not that one. Maybe that one. Nope. I may or may not have the tool that I need. This is crazy. These are some small screws. Yes, I do not have a screw that will fit that, or a driver that will fit that. So it does not specify what size these are. So I'm gonna have to go dig and see if I can find something that will fit these. I will be right back. I thought I had it and I don't. All right, folks, I'm back. So I have absolutely nothing that fits it. This is the only thing I've got that is remotely close to it. These are, I've got no clue what size these are, but they are extremely small. Oh, sorry about that. And these, I have to like wiggle it on to make it fit. That's how tight they are. So what I'm gonna do is I'll start building and getting the base all done, and just go step by step with you guys. Give you a close-up look at this frame. It is actually pretty decent carbon. I don't see any flaws in it. Now the edging kind of looks rough, but I mean, it's, you rub on it and it goes away. I think it's just little flakes of everything, and it's pretty rigid. I mean, it has a little tiny bit of flex, but I mean that's expected with a little tiny frame like this. But I mean, it's stiff for what it is. This thing is really cool. So, but this is the back. This is the front. It took me a while because I thought this was the front. And so, it took me a little bit to figure out which side was which, but this is the side that I'm going to put as up, I guess you could say. It don't really matter. They're all the sides are the same. And you have to look. I noticed that the two different size screws that they send, you have these bigger ones here, and then you have a couple smaller ones, it looks like, and there's 4 of those. And the way it looks is the bigger ones are for your bottom plate. You've got 4, so that would be, nope, that's how they did it. You have no extra for this. So you have top plate, bottom plate, camera plate. That's how they're set up. So I'll start threading a couple of these through. And I just finger tight them for now. And get him going. This is actually a pretty straightforward little build. There's really no big gotchas. I mean, it's a total of 5 parts total, not including screws that go to it. This is pretty slick. I like this one. I've got one other frame that's smaller than this. It's a little bitty, but I've always liked this size, the 11 series motors. And this one actually calls for, it's one of the other little points I'm going to tell you about, it calls for an 1104 to an 1106 motor for this. Anywhere between 4,000 to 7,500 or 4,000 to 7,500 kV is what it's calling for. Now, I've got another thing coming. I'm putting 1108s on this. They should fit. There's no difference in motor in the spacings for holes. And they fit. It fits within, if they're 6,800 kV, I think is what they are. So we will see how they work on this thing, if that's too much motor or something like that. But no one's ever said anything about too much motor. I mean, she's, whoever heard of that? And you always want more motor. At least that's the way I always thought. Alright, now this is one other tricky part that it took me a little while to figure out, is the camera plate. Which way does it go? This way? Does it go this way? Because it all slots in. Or does it go this way? I mean, there's 4 different options you can put this thing in here. But if you go online and go to on Amazon and you pull up the pictures, you can actually see how they have it mounted. Which I'm glad they have it, because if not, I would not have figured that out. So the swivel part is going to go up on the top, stationary pin on the bottom. Easy enough. We can figure this one out. So it took me a little while, and that's why I figured I'd do this for you guys, because I've actually not seen any build videos or any of I've not seen anything about this on YouTube on how to put this. So I figured I would do this for them, for Makerfire, and then post it on my YouTube channel so all my subscribers can see how to build this. And see, that's one thing that kind of had me as odd, is the slots on the top are smaller than what the carbon allows. So it's not a completely tight fit, but it fits. And once you put your camera mount in here, it's going to fit regardless, and it'll hold tight. So I'll start putting all this little stuff together, which is kind of neat because the plates can come out and you can put them in with it like that. Man, this is difficult to build something small with a camera in your face. It is definitely a task. For everybody out there in YouTube land that ever wants to try and do reviews and build videos, mad props to those that can do it. And for those that don't do this for a living or for fun, it's a pain in the butt. Just to give you guys the idea, it's difficult at times. Alright, I'm not going to go too tight on these, as it still needs to come apart when I get the rest of the components to build it. Alright, put the rest of this in here. I'm only going to loosely put the fronts on, so I can still put the camera plate and all that in there. Just like that, so it can still wiggle a little bit. Now the camera plates are going to go in. And this is what I was talking about, how they made the slots. Makes it very easy to just snap them right in. And see, I put that one in backwards. Thought I had it going the right way and I put it in backwards. It goes with the weird nubbies forward, not backwards. Like that. And this side we can put in just like that. And there you go. And now for the last part, the camera plate. And this is another one that has me kind of stumped, but you go online and it has the cutouts in the front. So it goes this way, facing you, like that. Alright, so to do this, I'm going to kind of lay it on its side, finagle a screw in at the same time. There's probably easier ways to do this, tons of easier ways, but for me, this is what works best for me. Everybody's different. Now that side's in, I can flip it and go to the other side. Get out of there. And I'm not much of a talker, but I'll go back down and I'll start laying out some stats for you. The suggested build parts for this that they have online are the motors, as I said before, anywhere between a 1104 and an 1106 motor. And then it says the ESCs, they're saying the Makerfire brand, you can go anywhere from a 12, 20, 25, and a 30 amp ESC with this. You can get, and online it actually gives you the different links to it. It gives you the link for the camera if you want to use any of the stuff that they specify for this, which is pretty cool because some people that are new into the hobby that don't know anything about these, it takes them a little while to figure out how to get these and where to get parts for them and how to put them together. So from here, this is the camera that I'm putting in it. This is a Crazy Pony, or Craze Pony, I think is how it's pronounced. And I was looking at this, and this is not the recommended camera that they say to use, but it's a little micro all-in-one, which you can use with these. But if you do, be careful. See all the little metal pins on there? That's metal. No good. That'll short your camera out and fry it. So if you use one, either hot glue all the way around it to seal it so nothing will get to it. You can use foam tape. I've got plenty of foam. I'll probably cut some strips and glue it down to here and then rubber band it on, is what I've seen some people do. But it'll go in. I don't even know if it will go in because it's tight inside the frame rails. So I might not even be able to use this one anyway. But it's always worth a shot to try. It's part of the fun of building drones, right? Or quads, whichever you prefer to say. I say drones because it's so mainstream and that's what everybody references now. But no, this is a race quad, micro race quad. But that'll go in there once I get everything put together and it finished up. This is pretty much it. I'm gonna put these two last little screws in, which hold the adjustments steady. After you get your camera in, if I can without it running off underneath my laptop. Put it in there. Get it, come on now. This is why I don't like using regular Allen keys. I like my nice fancy driver sets. But that is the only downfall that I've found about this kit is, and of course it could just be my driver set that I have doesn't have the right size. Because I've got a really old set that I have from back when I used to race carpet cars. So, I mean, I'm not going to knock it. It could be that I just have the wrong size. Still a really nice frame. There we go. Got you started now. Alright. Now, once you get all that on there, you can go back and tighten up some of these other screws that came loose, because I was finagling with it. Tighten these two down now. Which the more I look at it, I probably could have... Nah, should leave them loose when you do that, I think. Alright. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Very small, very nice little build. And you can see why they call it a toad, because it looks like a dead frog. That's what it looks like. But so, to recap, dry weight, just like this, frame alone, 18 grams. So, I mean, it's lightweight. It's pretty light. It's 90 millimeter. The stack that it takes, it's a 20 by 20 stack that goes inside this. Now, you can find the little, the 4-in-1 ESCs for these now are getting really common. You can find all kinds of different things for these. So it's very, very readily available parts, which is very nice. And see, once you put that plate on, there is no play, even though those are a little big for the slot, or a little small for the slots, and it's locked in there tight. Like there's no wiggle to it whatsoever. This is a very nice frame. I would definitely get a couple of these if I could. Very nice. Good job, Makerfire. This thing's pretty slick. I'm digging it. Once I get my camera mounted in there, it'll be a little bit better. I think it's just, I have to take the plate off and put it in with the plate and all that good stuff is all it is. But, yeah. To give you guys an idea on how much bigger this is than a, I guess you'd call it a nano. These are 11 series motors. This one here takes a 6 series, 06. It takes a 06, 07 motor. That's the size difference going from that size frame to this size frame. And my 5-inch dwarfs this thing like none other. My 5-inch is huge compared to this little thing. But this is nice for indoor flying if you can keep from hitting walls like me. But yeah, it's a nice little frame. Good little review. I would definitely buy another one of these after I crash this one and break it. Heck yeah, I'm digging it. Till the next time, guys, keep them in the air.